Welcome back to John Thomas Live. We're live from Media Row here at Evolution 4. 800 plus people inside this convention center. We're across the street from Ford Field, where on Sunday night Evolution 4 takes place, the biggest pay-per-view in action wrestling history. Saturday night Evolution 4 gives you sort of a teaser. Couple of matches, big time stuff happening on CBS. It's CBS Primetime presents Evolution 4. Friday night, we have the Hall of Fame, where we get to see Catapult, Donald DeRudy, TFK, OG Bishop, and Ryan Lockhart inducted into the 2021 class of the Action Wrestling Hall of Fame. So much stuff happening. I want to get down to it. Let's talk about it. We'll start with Howard Black's retirement tour here. Howard Black retiring from professional wrestling this Sunday night, the last match of Howard Black, and it'll be against his old friend and rival Kaz Mazy when they lock horns for one final time. And we get to say it's like a victory lap for Howard Black, right? Over a year ago, returns at Havoc last year in what he was calling just one more good run. He wanted to see if he had what it took to compete with the best, and I believe he succeeded. He had a victory lap here to finish things off with his insanely beautiful career. Howard Black winning a championship belt wherever he went. His victory lap ends this Sunday in a match with Kaz Mazy, where we get to say goodbye to the reigning Wrestler of the Year, a former United States champion. He competed in trios, he competed in Havocs, every match you could think of, he had it. Was damn near destroyed at Havoc. I thought his career was done just last month, just a couple of weeks ago, at the hands of the dangerous and violent, sadistic James Nightingale. But Howard Black with one more match, and we get to say goodbye to an incredible, outstanding performer that is Howard Black. And Darcy, you're taking the text line here. Everyone has just been chiming in with these beautiful goodbye messages to Howard Black. Again, Wrestler of the Year, calling it a career. What I can only safely assume is that he's going home to his family, and he will rest well knowing that he said he wanted one more shot to prove that he had what it took to compete with the best of the best. That's what he did in action wrestling. Wrestler of the Year, Howard Black, calling it a career this Sunday at Evolution against Kaz Mazy, where we say goodbye to one of the all-time greats. Am I right? I mean, you could have watched him in UCI, WCF. He was an all-time great. Howard Black calls it a career this Sunday at Evolution 4. Fans will be tearing up when we wave goodbye to the career of Howard Black. And again, I can only safely assume going home to his family, where he can transition into being a husband and father. And Howard Black, Wrestler of the Year, former United States champion, calls it a career against Kaz Mazy in a singles match. It's going to be an incredible match. If you're asking me for a prediction, I believe Howard Black, Kaz is, former longest reigning Cruiserweight champion, dominated the Cruiserweight division, a fantastic superstar in his own right, returning for one night only in a huge match to call it a career for Howard Black. But I think Howard goes out on top. Very rare do you see a wrestler go out on top, but I think we're going to see it from the former United States champion, from the reigning undisputed Wrestler of the Year. Howard Black wins in his final match as a professional wrestler. I'm calling it now. I want to talk about this. For the first time ever, we're going to see it at Evolution 4. It is an exploding barbed wire death match, and it is a championship unification match. The Pure Championship and Hardcore Championship will be unified And then as we have the memo right here. Let me take a look here. Because we tried calling Torture, we tried calling Action Wrestling on it. What he is telling me, this is official. It'll be known as the Hardcore Championship going forward. But this isn't the last that we see of the branding and vibe of the Pure Championship, whatever that means. So it'll be the Hardcore Championship going forward, but it's not the end, as we know it, of whatever this Pure Championship will be going forward. I'm not sure. But Johnny Bacchus will defend his Pure Championship against CJ Phoenix's Hardcore Championship in the first ever exploding barbed wire death match. Now, we asked for rules and confirmation on this. It'll be explained during Evolution 4, but I'm telling you right now, it is a match in which barbed wire will be wrapped around the wrestling ring ropes. On all four sides, there will be barbed wire wrapped tables and these tables that could pop off with explosions anytime someone lands on them or crashes into them. And at the 20-minute mark from when the match begins, a countdown timer will begin. So 20 minutes from when the match begins, the ring and everything around it will explode. Then, if that's to happen, whoever can pin or submit, if they're still conscious, will become the new Hardcore Champion. And for one day, we'll have 2 championship belts. Because at 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, the Pure Championship goes away. It is unified into the Hardcore Champion. So whoever wins this match, the obnoxious Johnny Bacchus or CJ Phoenix, they will be a double champion in Action Wrestling. So rare. We've only had one before. So you will see someone with 2 championship belts for just a couple of hours, an exploding barbed wire death match. I'm being told it is a match with barbed wire wrapped around the ropes that will ignite a pyro anytime it's touched. There'll be tables and these platforms set up around the ring, wrapped in barbed wire, in shreds of glass, I assume, and they will explode anytime they're touched. And then the 20-minute mark, a countdown timer from when the match begins, and as soon as 20 minutes hits, boom, pyro goes off, the ring explodes. And again, the match can end at any moment. All you have to do is pin or submit your opponent, and you become the new Hardcore Champion. This one is hard to take in. I've never seen a match like this in person. It'll be the first time I get to see it this Sunday night. A lot of our Action Wrestling fans have never seen a match like this. We've had a death match before. We had the Vegas death match in which Carter Shaw defeated Danny DeVito just a couple of months ago. But we have never seen an exploding barbed wire death match. For the first time in Action Wrestling history, we're going to see it, and it is a championship unification match. It's hard to pick a winner. And so I'm just not going to. I know. Not the best take that I've ever had, but I cannot pick a winner. They're both going into this and instantly will be shedding years of their career right off. They will come out the other side of this with less years to perform inside an Action Wrestling ring. If it sounds like I'm getting heavy and intense, it's because I am, and this is. It is an exploding barbed wire death match. We don't even know if either of these superstars will have a future in Action Wrestling because of this match. Injuries will happen, but this match just speeds up the process. Whoever comes out on top will be the new Hardcore Champion, and like Torture sent us on a memo, the Pure Championship branding and name is not going away forever. We will see it in some sort of future, in some sort of capacity, is what it says. CJ Phoenix strikes lightning, grabs championship gold, defeats Spencer Adams. Then defends it against John Black in an execution cage match. Sheds blood, goes through hell and back to keep that belt. Johnny Bacchus has done much of the same. He has defeated Joey Bunga, defeated, one combat fighting championship MMA fighters. He's defeated anyone and everyone that stood in front of him. These two deserve this match. They deserve to unify these championship belts. But I'm not sure they deserve to walk into an exploding barbed wire death match and instantly shed years off of their career. I'm not a fan of this match because of that reason. I believe they're going to give it their all. You're going to see some awesome bloodshed moments. You're going to see some violent tendencies from both of these superstars, who, by the way, can either knock the opponent out or get real crafty with weapons real fast. Not saying they won't. You're going to get your money's worth. What I am saying is that the Monday morning after Evolution 4, that next morning, I'm not sure that we may see much of either of these superstars. Because this match is a match in which even if you win, you have lost years from your career. I'm shaking my leg. It makes me so nervous to even talk about this match. This is the one match I have circled on the card in which I know I am either going to cringe through all of it, bite my lip, and just worry about the well-being and safety of either of these superstars. I'm sorry, folks. I don't know what else to say. This is one of the most dangerous matches that Action Wrestling has ever promoted. Yeah, we've had the Elimination Chamber. Yes, we have the Execution Cage matches. But this one takes the cake. This is the most vile, sadistic match in Action Wrestling history. And it makes me nervous, queasy, anxious, upset in my stomach to even talk about it. I can't imagine what Johnny and CJ are going through right now. It's Wednesday. I can't imagine what they're going through. Their match is on Sunday night. Hats off to both of them. Good luck to both of them. And I know that at worst case scenario, they're going to try to protect each other. But when it comes down to it, that hardcore championship means something. Both of the presidents of Action Wrestling have held a hardcore championship belt. Torture was one of the most daring, most longest reigning, most successfully defended reign in a hardcore championship that WCF ever seen. He knows, and Action Wrestling knows what that hardcore championship means to the roster. Knows what it means to an Action Wrestling superstar. The hardcore championship was held by Corey Black. It was the longest, most successfully defended championship belt in Action Wrestling history. The hardcore championship means something in Action Wrestling. And Johnny Bacchus and CJ Phoenix are going to shed blood and are going to the ends of the earth to either retain or win that championship belt. And at the end of the night, what we will see is an instant classic. I know it. I know it deep down in my heart. We're going to see an instant classic, one of the best matches of all time. But I am sorry if I sound like I don't want them to do it, because it's going to take years off their career. And CJ Phoenix is in his prime. And I'll tell you this, I don't even think Johnny's in his prime yet. I don't think we've seen the best of Johnny Bacchus. And I'm not sure after this match, when it's all said and done, if we would even see either of these two superstars again. What's the cost? I could go on forever about that match, and so I don't want to. But that'll be the Hardcore Championship, Pure Championship unification match between Johnny Bacchus and CJ Phoenix in the first ever, and I hope it's the only time it ever happens, an exploding barbed wire death match. Wow. Another championship three-way we can discuss, well, that is the Cruiserweight Championship. Soldado Fortuna, led by the beautiful Victoria Richardson, as Cruiserweight Champion, will defend against new number one contender, Addie A, and former Cruiserweight Champion, Reagan Voorhees, who has now found advice and coachmanship from that snake weasel, Joey Bunga. I cannot stand Joey Bunga. Cannot stand him. Reagan Voorhees was Cruiserweight Champion, had to defend the title before Havoc, loses in a great matchup, loses her championship to Soldado, but when it's all said and done, Joey Bunga crashes that championship belt against the back of the head of Soldado, and they roll into Havoc as Joey Bunga as this simp with a gangsta lin. What the hell does that mean? You guys have explained it before. I don't get it. I don't understand. I know different strokes for different folks, and I get it. We're in 2021, and the fluidity and the identities are abound, and I support it 100%. Don't act like I don't. But I don't understand why Reagan wants this weasel snake simping for her. Joey Bunga is a smelly skunk who lives in a trash can, who can't get the job done on Monday Night Clash, so he goes to the Cruiserweight division to destroy anyone who stands in front of the woman he sips for, Reagan Voorhees. And let me tell you folks, it ain't love. They're not in love. They're not a relationship. They're not an item. Joey Bunga just simps for Reagan Voorhees. And I know I got old fans going, what the hell is John Thomas talking about? And look, I've read a book. I've looked it up on Wikipedia. I've had the fans tell me. I don't get it. But Reagan Voorhees, who has all the potential in the world, has this skunk smelly trash can piece of crap, Joey Bunga, from New Jersey. And I hate New Jersey. We don't market in New Jersey. I've got fans in Jersey. They tell me every week how much I crap on their city because their city sucks. I hate New Jersey. We don't market. We don't have billboards. We have billboards everywhere on the East Coast except for New Jersey. I don't want my billboards there. I wish no one from New Jersey even listened to my show. Grateful and appreciative of the fact that the fans do. Look, I do not like Joey Bunga. He's a weasel with no potential who's already capped out in action wrestling, and he's sipping hard for Reagan Voorhees. And you know, she's probably going to win the championship back because Joey Bunga can't be stopped. But if there is anyone to stop her, and to stop him, it would be Addie A, the new number one contender. She returns after this beautiful, brutal fight that she had back in November, 7.5 months ago, with Lizzie Hope to end the swallowing. And what a storybooked ending that was. Yeah, it was violent. It had ups and downs, twists and turns, but it was a beautiful story that ended. Addie returns to the Cruiserweight division just 2 months ago and has been an unstoppable force ever since. She is the number one contender, walking into Evolution 4 with all the momentum on her side. And if anyone can stop Joey Bunga and capture the Cruiserweight Championship from Soldado Fortuna, it is Addie A. The fans love her. She's crass. She's naughty. She's nasty. Addie A could be walking out of Evolution 4 the new Cruiserweight Champion. But Reagan Voorhees has Joey Bunga, and you can't take your eyes off those two. And don't get it twisted, we know Victoria Richardson will be at ringside. The beautiful Victoria Richardson, yes. But we have to assume, and we have to know in our heart of hearts, that disgusting skunk, Joey Bunga, will be there as well. Because no matter what Reagan Voorhees does, Joey Bunga is now close behind. And it makes me sick. This triple threat match is going to be hard-hitting, it's going to be fast, it's going to be quick. Soldado's going to speed up the pace. Reagan's going to try to slow it down, and Addie's just going to fill in the gaps. Take that pun for whatever it's worth. But Addie A is not going to dictate the speed, but she's not going to slow it down either, because Addie A hits hard and hits fast, but Soldado is going to be looking to speed up the pace. The pace will suit him the most. Quicker pace, Soldado wins. But you've got to watch yourself when it comes around Addie A. She knows how to win matches. She knows how to hit hard. Reagan is going to want to slow it down. And she's going to want to use Joey Bunga for whatever he's worth. And to me, he's worthless. He's a skunk. Joey Bunga is the uncle your mom lets spend the night because he's got nowhere else to go. And he begs and pleads and constantly tells you and your mom that he's got a job lined up. All it takes is a couple of days, and 6 months later, he's still sleeping on the couch, going through a pack of Menthols a day because he is a worthless skunk uncle. That's what Joey Bunga is. Worthless. And he's simping hard for Reagan Voorhees, the former Cruiserweight champion. If the match gets slowed down, Reagan is the winner. If the match speeds up, I'm calling Soldado. But watch out for Addie A, because if she gets in control early, she then can be your winner. If I had to call it, it's hard to bet against Reagan and that stupid skunk, Joey Bunga. And I'm not saying they're going to win because of Joey Bunga and giving him credit. I'm going to say that Joey Bunga is just enough of a piece of crap to get that match and championship to go Reagan's way. And last but not least here, I want to talk about that huge United States Championship match in which Der Metzger will defend that U.S. title against Max Damon, Graham Baker, Sam Kidsgrove, and the magician Harvey Marks. I want to talk about how this all started when Der Metzger wasn't defending the United States Championship belt enough in Sam Kidsgrove's eyes. Sam Kidsgrove, a former multi-United States champion. He's like this gatekeeper, right, when it comes to this U.S. belt. He's always a satellite and orbiting this United States Championship. It's hard to think of the United States Championship belt without the U.S. box office action hero, Sam Kidsgrove. So all started when Sam thought that Der Metzger wasn't competing enough. The United States Championship belt is about pride and workhorse and proving it inside those 4 ring posts. So Sam Kidsgrove put his Golden Globes on the line. It comes out that Max Damon and Harvey Marks have these opportunities at the Golden Globes. Kidsgrove, of course, keeps the Golden Globe awards and that he put on the line. And Max Damon sort of has these issues with the AEW officials and refs. Sort of, and I agree for the most part, sort of screwing him out of these matches. So Max Damon feels like he's being screwed out of championship opportunities or these Golden Globe matches. Kidsgrove saying Metzger doesn't defend the championship belt enough, doesn't work hard for it, so he's trying to prove himself, all while Harvey Marks just trying to get into the thick of things and never having a fair shot either. So it all comes down to a boiling in during Havoc and the week after Havoc, where these 4 are finally trying to name a number 1 contender, where Metzger's watching Max Damon, Sam Kidsgrove, and Harvey Marks compete against each other. And then you throw in the wild card, and I mean literally a wild card, the loose cannon, Graham Baker, the social media sabotage loose cannon Graham Baker, he gets thrown into this. He's got his ups and downs with Max Damon. He's had his feuds with Sam Kidsgrove, and we know Graham Baker wants that United States Championship. So you throw all 5 of these into one match, right? And whoever can get the pinfall or submission first is the United States Champion. Well, yeah, this match is going to be one to watch. Who wouldn't want to watch this match? Der Metzger, who took Ash Blake to the limit in March during Time Bomb's Elimination Chamber for the World Championship belt, has his hands full when it comes with loose cannon Graham Baker, when it comes with former multi-time United States champion Sam Kidsgrove, when it comes with Max Damon, who's been screwed out of multiple finishes here in Action Wrestling, and Harvey Marks, the magician, who can disappear and reappear at a moment's notice. This one is one to watch and hard to choose a winner. Do you want to go Graham Baker? Of course you do, right? He's the loose cannon. Graham Baker can throw a punch just like he can eat one. He can throw a strike just like he can take one. It's hard to pin down Graham Baker when he's pinning you. Am I right? So you got Max Damon, the man who's got his own drama, who's got his own family issues or these, I don't even know how to say this. Someone tweeted to me that TMZ was trying to run a report that something with him and his sister, which is just what? I mean, if he's willing to do stuff with a sibling, what can he do inside a wrestling ring? Max Damon, he could throw a strike as well. There's a reason why he was pure champion. There's a reason why he can knock out opponents left and right. So then you throw Harvey Marks in this, the man who can appear and disappear. I saw a Harvey Marks show last summer, by the way. Awesome performance. That man is not only funny, but magic is top notch. I've seen Chris Angel, and I've seen, what was that, Darcy, that we went to, we got invited, the Incredible Jonathan, right? Or the Amazing Jonathan in Vegas. And the next night we got to see Harvey Marks' show. It was incredible. The best show I've seen in Vegas was Harvey Marks. And so it was no surprise to me that here he is using his magic to his advantage in action wrestling. The man can reappear and disappear at a moment's notice. He did it in Havoc. He was on the apron. He was facing elimination. Poof, he was gone, back inside the ring. Never seen something like that before. When magic is on your side, hard to bet against you. Then you have Der Metzger, the man who took Ash Blake, the world champion, to its limits. To her limits, excuse me. I'm sorry. It is so crazy loud behind us here with it, and it's so inspiring to see this media row with action wrestling. But took Ash Blake to her limits for the World Championship back in March during Time Bomb's Elimination Chamber. And now he has his hands full with 4 other superstars who could win this match at any moment. Remember, Metzger doesn't even have to be inside the ring to be included in the finish of this match. Graham Baker, Kidsgrove, Max Damon, or Harvey Marks could win this match, and Der Metzger wouldn't even be around the ring to be a part of it. That's how dangerous this match is. It's the first one to score a pinfall or a submission in a 5-way match. As soon as that bell rings, all bets are off. It's so hard to choose a winner. If I had to choose it, I'm going with Harvey Marks. It was the best show I've ever seen in Vegas. Big fan of his shows. Darcy loved it. We took my wife and kids. Darcy, of course, took her fiance at the time. Now she's married, but took her fiance at the time. It was a fantastic Vegas show we got to see last year. Hats off to Harvey Marks and the opening act that he had there. I cannot remember, but we've seen the Amazing Jonathan. We've seen Chris Angel. We've seen David Blaine. None come close to Harvey Marks. I'm calling it now. Harvey Marks goes into his first ever Evolution match, uses some sort of magic to his advantage, and walks out with the United States Championship belt. This is a man who already used magic to physically take the United States title and the Golden Globes away from these guys. This 5-way match seems like it was destined to collide at Evolution months ago. And it is finally here. This Sunday night, Der Metzger defends his United States Championship against Sam Kidsgrove, Max Damon, Harvey Marks, and Graham Baker, and I'm going with Harvey Marks as the winner. He's going to use magic. He's a magician. He's going to use magic to his advantage and take home that United States Championship match. We've talked about a couple more matches here during this recording block. I'm John Thomas. This is John Thomas Live. We're live on Fox Sports. I want to give a shout out to Action Wrestling co-presidents Gravedigger and Torture for just rolling out the red carpet for all of us here. Tons of media coverage happening for Action Wrestling's Evolution 4. It's the biggest pay-per-view in professional wrestling, the biggest pay-per-view ever for all of entertainment. We are being told that more than 90,000 will cram into Ford Field on Sunday. More than 35,000 are going to cram into, I think it's Little Caesars Palace, whatever it is, the Palace of Auburn, wherever the Detroit Pistons play. They're going to cram in there on Saturday night. The Hall of Fame sold out already, 20,000 strong. Hall of Fame on Friday, CBS Primetime Evolution 4 on Saturday, and Evolution 4 on Sunday. What a weekend. I'll give you more takes here in just a little bit. We're going to kick it back to Fox Sports. They'll kick it back to us in just a little bit. We got just a couple more matches to predict here on John Thomas Live. We're live from Media Row. It's Evolution 4 weekend. I'm John Thomas. We'll see you in just a couple hours with more Evolution 4 coverage from Detroit Ford Field, the convention center across the street. I'm John Thomas.